On this James the Bike Guy, we're taking a look at the 2022 Trek Marlin 7. This is a trail-ready version of one of the most popular hardtails on sale today. And we're gonna go into the features and designs of this bike, talk about who it's for, as well as we'll find out exactly what it weighs. So if this kind of thing is interesting to you, be sure to hit that subscribe button, sit back, and let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Trek's Marlin series of hardtails is one of the most popular hardtails on sale today. And part of that has to do with it's one of the most easy to find or most well-distributed hardtail bikes available, as well as they go everything from an ultra entry-level version all the way up to their Marlin 8, which is a pretty highly spec'd entry-level hardtail. And the version we're checking out here is the Marlin 7. So this is one down from the very top. And up until this year, this used to be the highest spec version of the Marlin, but due to its popularity as well as the amount of upgrading you see people do, Trek added for 2021 that Marlin 8 as the top tier slot, bringing this Marlin 7 down just slightly. But what's pretty neat is the part spec that still comes on this bike is going to be very trail oriented, as we'll get into later. And overall, this is the kind of category that somebody really could get into mountain biking, do some Nesca or Nika style racing, but it still comes with all the mounts and the spots to be able to add things to use this in a little more mundane fashion if this was just your one bike to be able to have fun with. And they do some neat things as well, such as their smart wheel size. And what that is they tie the wheel size with the frame size. So what's on video here today is a size medium of this bike, which is going to be the first size that comes with 29-inch wheels. In the sizes small and extra small, they actually bring the wheel size down to size 27.5. And Trek is doing that so that the geometry of the bike stays true. They're able to get everything to fit together so that the rider is going to be able to have the largest wheel size that proportionally works with the frame. And it makes it a bit easier to be able to select that frame, as well as make sure that you have the standover and the clearance so that it fits comfortably. And that's what really makes this Marlin 7 popular, because they make it easy to select the bike and it's coming out of the box just about right. The Trek Marlin 7 is going to be using their Alpha Silver aluminum frame. So the Alpha Silver aluminum is going to have internal cable routing, it's going to have shaped tubing to it, an 1.125" head tube, threaded bottom bracket down below, as well as quick release 135 in the back end of the bike. And up front, you'll have 100 millimeters of suspension travel via a RockShox Judy. So this RockShox Judy is one of the things that really brings this bike into being more trail worthy, being that it's going to have a damper that you're able to adjust from open to close. You're also going to have a coil spring that's inside of here to help control the front end of the bike. And the Judy's running 32 millimeter stanchions, so this size is pretty decent, with 100 millimeters of suspension travel here. Now the only place that that's not the case is in the extra small frame size, where the RockShox Judy is coming through with 80 millimeters of suspension travel. And that's going to help, because with the smaller frame size, you would otherwise be compromising the stack of the bike. Now for geometry, these bikes are going to be set up with a 69.5 degree head tube angle, a 71.9 degree seat tube angle, which is truly effective of a 73 degree seat tube angle. And then your chainstay length is going to be 438 millimeters. And those numbers are going to sound pretty darn conservative, especially if you're watching some of these real rowdy mountain bikes that are coming out. But keep in mind, this bike is designed more for a beginner rider that's going to want something that's going to be easier to turn and a bit more nimble, less focus on really fast ascents, but more focused on being capable to climb up. And the other piece to that is this is going to have some features that allow it to be able to be used for more things, such as in the back end, we've got rack mounts. You can see there's mounts here to be able to run a rear rack on this bike. So in case you wanted to use this as a weekend bike, something to go fishing with, you can do that. There is a direct mount kickstand mount, and you of course are going to be running disc brakes in the front as well as the rear. And I really love to see that it's coming with dual water bottle mounts on sizes medium and larger, with a quick release on the seat post, which is a 31.6 millimeter in diameter. The cockpit components on the bike are going to be pretty standard, using an alloy 31.8 aluminum handlebar. This is going to be a flat bar with a bit of a curve going back, a nice little rake to it. And then you can see they've using the Bontrager blender stem. And the blender stem is pretty neat because right into this mount, you can attach different attachments for things like cameras, your bike computer, or even your cell phone onto it. And then in the back, there's the Bontrager Arvada saddle mounted up on an aluminum 31.6 millimeter seat post. And this seat post is going to have lots of adjustment with a dual bolt design, which makes it easier to adjust, certainly more so than the single bolt design, which has some fixed positions. You can get that leveled out and into a position that feels right for you. The last things to talk about in the controls are going to be, it is coming with lock-on style grips. This grip has a little bolt right there that you can see where you can tighten that on, and that keeps the grips from twisting around. It's a nice little feature that's added on the bike, along with the Shimano MT200 hydraulic disc brakes. This is a long reach lever, so it does mean more of your hand can get on there, which is not necessarily proper riding position, but it's nice that they have that extra reach so that a beginning rider can grab a handful of brake if they need to. And that's operating hydraulic calipers on 160 millimeter rotors. Much like the RockShox Judy fork makes this fully trail capable, so does the drivetrain. And what we're checking out is a 1x drivetrain. What that means is there's gears in the back and only a single ring up front. And that allows for a lot less shifting errors, a lot smoother shifting, as well as you get nearly the same range, because this is 10 speeds in the back with a 11 to 46 tooth cassette. So that is a really large sized cassette being operated through the Shimano Deore derailleur. And the Deore derailleur is clutched, meaning there's a mechanism here which you can flip down, going to allow the chain to have a little more flex in it, much like a traditional derailleur where it can kind of bounce around. But if you click that back up, it tightens it up so that the chain's not going to make noise when you're going down the trail. It also allows a much better retention on this 28 tooth narrow wide chainring mounted up to an FSA alloy crankset. The wheel and tire combination on this are pretty solid, using a Covey TLR rim. This is an alloy double-walled rim. It's 23 millimeters of internal width, and it is tubeless capable. And then you've got the Icon 29 by 2.2 tires mounted on the bike. While not tubeless ready, they are a fast-rolling 2.2 width and should make for a pretty good tire on hard pack to even paved surfaces. But if you're getting this on some looser stuff, that may be a place where you'd want to upgrade, as well as going tubeless would offer a ton of performance advantages for not a whole lot of upgrade cost. The actual weight of the Trek Marlin 7 size medium is going to come in and weigh 26.24 pounds. Quick disclaimer here about the weight. The 26.24 is quite light compared to what Trek is claiming. Trek claims 29.7 for the size medium, just like what I weighed here. So I did weigh 3 times, each time it coming in at 26 and change pounds. So I'm not sure who's wrong in this, but interesting to note, either this bike is ultra light or the scale wasn't playing nice today. Thanks for watching this video on the 2021 Trek Marlin 7. Go ahead and let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. While you're at it, be sure to leave a thumbs up and don't forget to browse the channel so you can see more videos like this in the future.